In the past few hours, a quiet story has been moving across social media. Not a scandal. Not a confirmation. Just a report. A report claiming that a UK-based business allegedly linked to Ned Nwoko may have been shut down. No documents were shared. No official explanation followed. And that silence is what made people pause. Because when powerful names start trending without clarity, questions naturally follow. What really happened? Why now? And why does this story refuse to disappear? If you care about understanding what people are talking about, without exaggeration, without lies, and without unnecessary drama, then you're in the right place. Subscribe and stay with us as we carefully break down the conversations behind the headlines. The conversation began quietly. A few online blogs shared posts suggesting that a business allegedly linked to Ned Nwoko in the United Kingdom may have been closed. The posts did not include documents, dates, or official records. They simply repeated what was described as reports circulating online. At first, the story did not gain much attention. But as more pages reposted the same claim, Nigerians online began to notice a pattern. The wording remained vague. The details were missing. Yet the story kept spreading. This is often how online conversations begin, not with evidence, but with repetition. Some readers questioned the credibility immediately. Others did not dismiss it so quickly. For many, the concern was not even whether the business was closed, but why such a claim appeared suddenly. Was it old information resurfacing? Was it misunderstood? Or was it something new that had not yet been explained? At this stage, nothing had been confirmed. There was no public statement from Ned Nwoko. No clarification from any official representative. Just silence. And in online culture, silence creates space. Space for curiosity. Space for assumptions. Space for emotion. This was the point where the story moved from being a simple post to becoming a discussion. One of the strongest emotions online is not anger. It is uncertainty. As hours passed with no clarification, people began asking questions, not aggressively, but cautiously. Why would such a story surface without context? Why was no one addressing it? And why were blogs confident enough to keep reposting it? Some social media users argued that if the story were false, it would have been dismissed quickly. Others responded that public figures are not obligated to respond to every rumor. Both sides had a point. But emotion does not always follow logic. For many Nigerians, stories involving wealth, foreign businesses, and international connections naturally spark interest. When such stories appear without explanation, they trigger discomfort. Not fear. Not outrage. Just unease. And unease keeps people watching. At this point, the story still had no new information. Yet engagement continued to rise. That alone shows that the emotional pull was not the business itself, it was the unknown. Silence became the loudest part of the story. As the discussion widened, attention slowly shifted. Some blogs began hinting that members of Ned Nwoko's family might be affected by the alleged development. These claims were not backed by statements or appearances. They were based purely on online interpretation. Still, the effect was immediate. Once family is mentioned, curiosity multiplies. Comment sections filled with speculation. Some users expressed concern. Others insisted the story was being exaggerated for clicks. A few called for restraint, reminding everyone that nothing had been confirmed. Then something else happened. Regina Daniels' name began appearing more frequently in discussions. Not because she made a statement. Not because she reacted. But because public attention naturally expands when family structures are involved. Supporters were quick to defend her. They pointed out that she has her own career, her own brand, and her own public life. Others argued that public curiosity comes with public association. Again, no facts changed. But emotionally, the story grew heavier. Not because of what was proven, but because of what people imagined. At this point, it became necessary to slow down. Here is what is confirmed. Reports are circulating online. The story has gained attention. No official clarification has been released. Here is what is not confirmed. The nature of the alleged business. The reason for any alleged closure. Any legal issue. Any direct impact on family members. Any conflict. This distinction matters. In today's digital space, stories do not need proof to trend. They only need emotion and repetition. Some observers believe this story will fade away once clarity arrives. Others believe it may evolve as more people continue discussing it. For now, the only honest position is this. Everything remains alleged. And recognizing that is not weakness, it is responsibility. So why does this story feel emotional, even though it lacks confirmation? Because it touches on themes people relate to. Power. Reputation. Silence. Uncertainty. When a well-known name trends without explanation, people project their own fears and experiences onto the story. Some see it as a reminder that wealth does not equal immunity. Others see it as proof that social media exaggerates everything. Many simply feel uncomfortable with not knowing the truth. And that discomfort is real. At the moment, this story is not a conclusion. It is a pause. Until clarity comes, it remains a conversation shaped more by reaction than reality. And sometimes, that alone is enough to keep people listening. And that's where we leave today's conversation. Goodbye, my people. Thank you for staying with us, for caring about the truth, and for being part of this journey. If you enjoy getting the full story, carefully, honestly, and without exaggeration, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications. Stay curious, stay calm, and stay with us. Until next time. See you on the next story.